Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribes my channel. Nick creates a problem for Ridge and Carter questions Daphne. Nick keeps pushing his nose in as Brooke and Ridge debate a lost silk order. Brooke asks Ridge to give them a minute and Nick screams, "Set sail, pal." Ridge goes and Brooke takes a call. Nick steps aside and calls someone to hold the container of silk for Forrester Creations. Nick B&B. After, Nick reminds Brooke about his offer to show her Italy his way. He wants to get her on the boat and take her to the Isle of Capri. Brooke chuckles that it's wonderful. Nick tells her anything can happen. Can Brooke's head be turned? At the Forrester mansion, Steffi and Taylor go over how relieved they are over Liam's surgery and recovery. The lump on his brain is gone. It's truly a miracle. Taylor wonders if it would be too much to ask for another. Imagine if Brooke opted not to travel to Naples with Ridge. Steffi Taylor B&B. Steffi doesn't want Brooke traveling on the trip either, but Eric and Ridge do. Taylor understands Brooke receives a lot of attention internationally, and it's good for business. Steffi understands her mother's frustration. Taylor loves and respects Eric, but she knows he'd rather see Ridge reconcile with Brooke. Steffi doesn't want her mother worrying about Brooke. Taylor's seen the way she can control Ridge. She's using Nick to agitate him. More, Luna's not dead. Here's how we know. Donna appears and greets them. She tells them Brooke's only interested in one man. Steffi says if anybody can flip Brooke's head, it's Nick. He has in the past. Donna gushes about the effect her sister has on guys. Taylor thinks Nick may have the same effect on her. Does Donna not think he could sweep in and woo her? Donna thinks it would be a mistake. Brooke still feels linked to Ridge. It's no secret she hasn't given up hope for a future with him. She wants Brooke to be happy. Sorry, I just want her to be happy. Donna B&B. Taylor informs Donna that Brooke was happy with Nick years ago. They have a son. Donna says that Ridge is the love of Brooke's life. She's sorry, but she's pretty sure Ridge feels the same way about Brooke. How long is Daphne staying? In the design office, Eric and Carter worry about getting the silk they need. Suddenly, they both sniff deeply and Daphne arrives. They welcome her back. She's extremely glad to be back in LA. Daphne B&B. They go over the awful shootings and Liam being okay. Carter claims Hope is with him right now. Talk turns to the event overseas. Eric informs Daphne her line's been a fantastic success. He promised his son this vacation will be a life changer, especially for Ridge and Brooke. More. Naples disaster alters everything for Ridge. In the corridor, Daphne and Carter hang out and look at gowns. She picks one she likes. She knows how important this trip is and alludes to teasing the press. Daphne is putting up a special package for Brooke, Eric, and Ridge to send to Italy to market the new scent. Carter's impressed and tells Daphne he's missed seeing her. Carter, Daphne B&B. Daphne is sure Carter misses her. She's missed him too. She's just surprised he said it. He assures her they're friends, and he's pleased to see her again. Daphne points out it hasn't been that long. He asks how long she's staying this time. Giving him a peculiar look, she muses, "We'll see." More. Ashley Jones mourns Malcolm Jamal Warner. What's Ridge's problem? In the design office, Ridge complains to Eric that Nick is there. He told him to leave, but Brooke wanted a word with him. "I don't want him to come to Italy with us," he exclaims. Eric feels his kid should dive deep to find why Nick gets to him so much. Ridge growls that he's a self-serving bastard. That's why. He gets a call and finds out that his man has found the silk shipment. It's with Marone's shipping business. Ridge disconnects and informs Eric he's messing with us. Ridge B&B. Ridge barks that he talked to Nick about the silk, and he never said a word. He's messing with their business and thinks it's a big joke. Eric says first it's the silk and next it will be Brooke. You've got to stop him, Ridge. In the main office, Nick informs Brooke that nothing compares to the splendor of Italy. Let's enjoy it together. She reminds him this isn't a vacation. He can make it into one. Nick recalls that she enjoys being on the water, much like him. Nick gushes about the magic of it all and tells her that Italy loves her too. Does she really want to be in a series of formal meetings? She could see Italy with him and make a little magic, kid. Brooke giggles. Nick, Brooke, B&B. Brooke tells Nick he's painting a wonderful image. Nick wants her to understand how he feels. She's flattered. Ridge appears and confronts Nick about having an agenda. He came for lies and deceit, as he always does. Ridge tells Brooke that their silk is aboard his boat. Nick smirks that he tried to explain him he had business there, but Ridge wouldn't let him speak. More heinous twist in Liam's story still to come. Brooke asks Nick whether this is real. Nick replies it's not the way Ridge intends it. He pulls out his phone and approves the release of the silk. Ridge tells him he's starting to piss him off. He likes to come and screw with people's lives, and he's not going to do that to Logan. Nick shouts at him to shut up and quit calling her Logan. You're marrying another woman. Taylor Hayes' revenge sleeps with Bill Spencer? The bold and the beautiful spoilers had indicated for a time that Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan were endgame, and Taylor Hayes is destined for tragedy. We all assumed after Ridge dumped Taylor and got back together with Brooke that Steffi Forrester's parents would leave town again. But what if she decides to stay in Los Angeles? Will Taylor Hayes end up hitting the sheets with Ridge's mortal enemy? And we're not talking about Nick Marone. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. A bridge reunion. Brooke and Ridge are planned to fly to Naples, Italy this month for work. According to B&B spoilers, when Bridge returns they will be happily reunited. Taylor Hayes is stuck being the odd woman out again, but she could discover love in an unexpected place, and it would be doubly wonderful if it is with someone that Ridge loathes. While Ridge and Brooke are enjoying their reunion, B&B spoilers predict Taylor will most likely spend her time with her daughter Steffi Forrester. The Bold and the Beautiful teasers say that Steffi will be at Liam Spencer's bedside, which is in the Spencer mansion. Taylor and Dollar Bill Spencer will be in each other's orbit daily. Will sparks fly between the unusual pair? Taylor finds comfort in an unexpected place. After Bridge rubs their romance in Taylor's face when they return to Los Angeles, Steffi's mom will need a shoulder to weep on. Coincidentally, Dollar Bill is also going through a lot after nearly losing his son. It makes reasonable that the two will turn to each other for comfort, since Taylor is a therapist and their chats could start out as innocent therapy sessions between pals. Do you believe that Taylor and Bill could hook up? Does she genuinely admire Dollar Bill? Or will Taylor try to use him to get even with Ridge Forrester? Sorry, Bold and Beautiful, but we gotta bail on this couple once and for all. WTH, kids? Bold and Beautiful has had Ridge dump Brooke on the advice of a pinecone and confess his everlasting love to Taylor, without filling in the blonde about what he was up to until later, after it was a done deal. The program has had him give her the heave-ho for, idiotically, will grant you, taking over the top job at Forrester Creations in hopes of restoring the company to him and his family. Well, his unintentional family. Ridge is, after all, not Eric's kid, but Massimo Marone's. Bleep, Bold and Beautiful, let the dressmaker rape Brooke, and yet wants us to buy that he's her destiny? Hard pass. So the July 22nd episode was oof. Painful. As Brooke once again gave Ridge a chance to say bygones and rejoin, all we could do was moan. What woman in 2025 wants to watch a peer reduce herself to nothing more than an accessory for a man, someone, something, to be kept or discarded on a whim? It's icky extra, and we don't know how many times we or other websites or fans have to mention it for the powers that be to listen. This is not exciting. This is not aspirational. This is tragic, and not in the way that good drama is. It's unfortunate in that it's a cycle that keeps repeating even if the times and tides have changed. Brooke should be living large and in charge, and embracing the fact that Nick worships the ground on which she walks. Yet again, we're being urged to invest in her and the jerk who treats her like, oh well, reliable. We don't want that, and neither should Brooke. Hope loses Carter while she's obsessing over Liam. A lot of the bold and the beautiful viewers will agree that Carter Walton is the best thing that has happened to Hope Logan in quite a while on the CBS soap. Despite all odds, Hope Logan landed one of the most loving and eligible bachelors in Los Angeles. Carter is still waiting for Hope to select a wedding date, but a new problem will arise for the couple this week. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Keep reading for all new soap spoilers down below. Daphne Rose returns to Forrester Creations. Bold and Beautiful spoilers confirm Daphne, the Nose Rose, is returning at Forrester Creations. Of course, the office will be a ghost town because everyone is busy recovering from the shooting and waiting to see if Liam Spencer wakes up. However, she will see quite a little of Carter Walton. Before Daphne left town and Forrester Creations in the dust, she revealed she was falling for Carter. After the turmoil from the office calms, Carter spent some time with the scent expert. However, he eventually turned Daphne down and informed her his heart was with Hope. Soon after Daphne left town, Hope and Carter began celebrating their engagement. According to BNB teasers, Hope Logan will be so concerned about her ex Liam Spencer and his operation. She will be oblivious to the fact that she's neglecting her future husband. Lucky for Hope, Daphne is back in town and will be delighted to take Carter Walton off her hands. Hope Logan underestimates Daphne. By the time Hope knows something is happening between Carter and Daphne Rose, it will probably be too late. Do you believe that Hope and Carter will truly make it to the altar? Or will he cheat on Hope with Daphne when she is waiting at Liam's bedside? It began on a day of silk and sea air, deception and design. One of those days where fates move like waves against the rocky shorelines of Naples. In the bright, conflicting world of the bold and the beautiful, nothing is straightforward and no moment is wasted. On this day, a man who once called the sea his spouse made a move that would resonate through the entire Forrester world. That man was Nick Marone. Nick had returned not simply with freight, but with calculation. With Ridge and Brooke preparing to go to Italy for what should have been a professional demonstration of Forrester's latest fragrance and couture line, Nick's presence turned things volatile. He was back in Brooke's orbit, with her laughter still booming in his ears and Ridge's name still laden with contempt in his every phrase. At Forrester Creations, Nick gently pushed himself into a conversation between Ridge and Brooke concerning a missing silk shipment, crucial for the upcoming show in Naples. Ridge bristled immediately. Brooke, always gracious, quietly asked Ridge for a moment alone. Nick, never one for subtlety, smirked and encouraged Ridge to set sail, pal. Ridge didn't take the bait yet. While Brooke took a business call, Nick made one of his own. He whispered into his phone, ordering someone to hold the container meant for Forrester Creations. That command was the first domino. The tension was palpable, building even before anyone realized it had begun. Nick then looked to Brooke with that old glitter in his eye and suggested she let him show her Italy his way. "Come to the Isle of Capri," he urged. "You know the sea's always been where we've made our best memories." Brooke giggled gently. Italy was amazing, and so was the memory of the man she had imagined might be her forever. At the Forrester mansion, Taylor Hayes stood with Steffi, both relieved about Liam's recovery after his harrowing brain surgery. But for Taylor, the miracle was bittersweet. Ridge had again chosen Brooke. The Italy vacation would certainly finish with them reunited again. Steffi sympathized, even as she realized that her mother's love story with Ridge was always condemned to live in Brooke's shadow. Taylor suggested aloud what Steffi was already thinking. What if Brooke doesn't go to Naples? Taylor's eyes sparkled with silent hope. If Nick had returned to LA, maybe he might deflect Brooke's attention. Steffi didn't fully disagree. She'd seen what Nick did to Brooke's composure, and maybe it was time Ridge saw it too. Donna Logan, ever the sister and romantic, interrupted with her usual effervescence. "Brooke's only interested in one man," she chirped. But Taylor wasn't so sure. Nick had once pulled Brooke away from Ridge, and they had a child together. Could history repeat itself? Donna argued Ridge was Brooke's destiny, but Taylor, her voice low and bitter, asked, "And how many times does destiny walk out on you, Donna?" In the design office, Carter and Eric were fretting over the missing silk when the scent of violets and saffron filled the air. Daphne Rose had returned, with her distinctive perfume trailing behind her and her heels tapping across the tiled floor. She was a vision. Eric smiled warmly, greeting the marketing mastermind who'd vanished after confessing feelings for Carter. She told them she'd returned for the Italy showcase. And for Carter, perhaps? Their reunion was charged yet polite. Daphne reminisced about her time in L.A., and Carter inquired how long she was planning to stay. Her reply, "We'll see," sent a tremor of anxiety through him. It wasn't the words, it was the tone. Calculated, coy, maybe even dangerous. As they walked through the halls, discussing gowns and press kits, Carter watched Daphne closely. He remembered the way she'd gazed at him the night she left, eyes full of unspoken promises. He'd told her then he was with Hope. But now, with Hope preoccupied at Liam's side day and night, Daphne's homecoming felt less like chance and more like fate knocking again. Back at Ridge's office, Ridge vented to Eric. "Nick's in the building," he growled. "He's messing with Brooke, and now the silk's gone missing." Eric tried to reason with his son, suggesting Ridge examine why Nick rattled him so much. Ridge ignored it. He didn't have time for treatment sessions. He had a trip to arrange and a woman to win. But then came the call. Ridge's contact had found the silk. It was sitting in a warehouse held by Marone Shipping. Ridge slapped the phone down. "He's messing with us," he hissed. Eric glanced at him grimly. "First it's the silk. Next it'll be Brooke. You've got to stop him, Ridge." In the main office, Nick leaned close to Brooke again. He was painting her a picture of boats, breeze, and days far distant from boardroom tension. "You don't want stiff meetings and perfume samples," he continued. "You want magic. With me." And for a moment, Brooke hesitated. Then Ridge stormed in. He accused Nick of sabotage. "You've got our silk. On your yacht. You lied." Brooke turned to Nick, questioning. Nick shrugged, unbothered. "Not the way he means it." He tapped on his phone and released the container. Ridge seethed. "You're playing games, and I won't let you use her." Nick's voice darkened. "Shut up, and stop calling her Logan. You're marrying someone else." The hush that followed was more awful than any scream. Brooke looked between the two men who had each stolen her heart, and knew this trip would change everything. Meanwhile, at Spencer Mansion, Taylor was spending more time with Bill Spencer. What began as polite updates on Liam turned into therapy sessions, late-night talks, and shared glasses of wine. Taylor wasn't blind. Bill was aching. But so was she. One evening, after hearing about Brooke and Ridge's intimate supper in Naples, Taylor broke down in Bill's arms. The embrace lasted. A kiss ensued. And before she could understand it, she was waking up in Bill Spencer's bed. The effects would echo louder than any shooting or controversy. Back at Forrester, Carter eventually cornered Daphne in the corridor. "Why are you really back?" he asked. Daphne smiled. "To make dreams come true." "For who?" She didn't answer, but her perfume remained long after she left, and with it came memories and warnings. In Naples, Ridge attempted to focus on the show, on the gowns, on Brooke, but she was distracted, not cold, but not entirely present either. She smiled when Nick sent her roses to her hotel suite. She laughed when she passed him at the port. Ridge witnessed it all, and when Brooke hesitated to say "I love you," he knew Nick had already gained a piece of her heart again. The showcase was a stunning triumph. Photos of Brooke in Capri, with Nick by her side, went viral. Whispers began. Was the golden couple breaking again? Back in L.A., Hope's preoccupation with Liam had hit a breaking point. She missed meetings, missed calls, missed Carter. But Daphne didn't miss a thing. She offered Carter support. A smile, a brush of the hand, and then one night something more. It wasn't intended. It wasn't revenge. It just happened. And the next morning, Daphne was still there, wearing his shirt, whispering promises. What comes next? Ridge confronts Nick openly in Italy. A battle breaks out. Brooke defends Nick. Taylor returns to LA, glowing with Bill by her side. Hope finds Daphne's bracelet in Carter's office drawer. And Eric Forrester, seeing everything unravel, warns Ridge, "You didn't fight hard enough." The dominoes fall faster now. Old loves reawaken. New ones ignite. And in the middle of it all stands Brooke Logan, torn again between love and legacy.